Hey guys, it's FTL back again with another video. I'm gonna start doing that. It's Pogba. He's just absolutely got me. I'm just doing it all the time, everywhere I go. But anyway, moving on. It's another roundup video where I'm gonna talk about a few of the games that happened over the weekend and put my, point of view on those games. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that is liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. Really appreciate it. And getting straight into it without wasting any time, I'm gonna talk about the Liverpool and Manchester United game, whereby, we all know already, Manchester United won 1-0 with a Wayne Rooney goal, and he seems to be scoring a bit more in 2016 than he did at the end of 2015, which is obviously good for you United fans. I'm sure you're happy about that. However, for me, Manchester United's games are just, boring. There's just no real, style to their game. It's just a bit, sideways passing, nothing really happening. And that's what happened in the game against Liverpool. However, they did get the win, yes. But for me, they need to do a bit more better, in terms of attacking. I think they could do with a few more signings. I think a world-class striker, someone like Higuain maybe, or getting a creative midfielder like Cruz, someone who, is going to make things happen in a game. I think that will be really helpful for United in terms of their playing style and potentially actually winning more games, more convincingly. Because at the moment, they're not really doing that. Liverpool must just be stunned because they had the better possession, the better play, and yet still lost. But they had people like Coutinho and Sturridge out, obviously, and I think they missed them really badly, so they need to get them back really quickly. But why is he not starting Benteke? Someone explain that to me. Why is Klopp not starting Benteke? I think Benteke should be starting. Personally, if you disagree, let me know. But honestly, I think Benteke should be starting, for Liverpool. I don't know why Klopp keeps on leaving him on the bench, but let me know why that is, Liverpool fans. Moving on really quickly, I'm going to talk about the Arsenal-Stoke game, where Arsenal had the opportunity to go to the top of the Premier League, but as they do, they didn't, win, and they drew 0-0 against Stoke, a very good Stoke side who, they were actually missing Shaqiri, but still created a lot of chances, but let's be honest, Stoke have got a pretty damn good team. You've got people like Afellay, Arnautovic, Bojan, these kind of players that you could expect at bigger clubs are at Stoke. And I think the stats, like, Arsenal haven't actually beaten Stoke in like 6 years, since 2010. So it shows how far Stoke have come. But Arsenal, once again, I think Giroud should be scoring more goals for Arsenal. I mean, when you're playing for a team like Arsenal, they create so many chances for you to score that you should be getting more than 20-25 goals in the Premier League every season, but he hasn't. So I think they could do with a more clinical striker, personally, Arsenal. But yeah, yet again, check. An amazing signing for Arsenal. I think it was like 10 million, and that's his 10th clean sheet for Arsenal. So he's definitely winning points for Arsenal, Peter Cech, and it's definitely one of the good signings by Arsene Wenger, which shows sometimes when you do spend a bit of this, you do get points, which is what Arsenal need to obviously win the title. But I'm sure once Ozil, who sent a picture in actually on Twitter of him just chilling watching the game, once him and Sanchez get back from injury, I'm sure they'll be back to their usual self. They've actually got Chelsea. Tell me what you guys think about that next week. And moving on, I'm going to talk about the Chelsea-Everton game, which ended 3-3. Whew. What can I say about that game? Crazy. 6 goals in one game. John Terry scoring their own goal. They were down 2-0, came back, with a last-minute equaliser by John Terry also to make it 3-3. That they haven't lost since, they sacked Mourinho, which is a positive, I guess, Chelsea fans, isn't it? You haven't lost. It's not like you're getting worse. You might not win, but doing a bit better because you haven't lost. You were losing games under Mourinho. Under Gossidink, it looks to be a bit more steadier. People like Fabregas are actually playing a lot better, but however, he is being linked to Juventus. Now, I feel like if Chelsea don't improve in Genoa, then over the rest of the season, if he doesn't go in January, he could go in the summer. I don't think he's going to go in January, to be honest. But he could go in the summer if they don't do that well. So, I would hope that he stays because I actually like Fabregas and like watching him in the Premier League. But moving on, Chelsea fans, let me know what you guys think about, your performance in the game. Moving on, I'm going to talk about Newcastle, who beat West Ham 2-1. Now, Shelvey has obviously made the move from Swansea to Newcastle. I think that's an amazing move for him. I think it's like for 12 million, which, to be honest, is a bargain because I think Shelvey is top quality player in the Premier League, and you saw it in the game. He like played a part in the 2 goals. He played a 60-yard pass which was out of this world. Like, it was just ridiculous, from another planet. It was amazing, crossfield ball to, I've forgotten who it was, whoever it was, and yet created the 2 chances that they had for their 2 goals. So definitely an amazing signing for Newcastle. Newcastle fans, let me know what you thought about that. West Ham, not your greatest performance, but it's just a little slip. You've been doing pretty well. I think that was, the first time you've lost in like 6 consecutive games or something like that in the Premier League. So, I'm sure you'll get over that. Now, moving on, Manchester City beat Crystal Palace 4-0. They are, I think personally, still the strongest side. They do, Yaya Toure hasn't had the best season. Silva's coming back from injury, scored. Fabian Delph actually played a game for Manchester City for once. I know he has been injured, but since he's moved from Aston Villa to, Manchester City, he hasn't had that much game time. But I'm sure now with that goal from like 30 yards, he's got to get, more time. And it looks like Pellegrini wants to, actually bring him into the team, play him. So that's good for English football, considering the Euros are this year. Come on, Euros. I'm excited about that. Can't wait for it. But yeah, so Fabian Delph, getting more game time will only do England, a lot of good, considering the Euros are around the corner. Moving on, guys. You then obviously had the Tottenham game where Tottenham played Sunderland and won 4-1. Now, for me, the whole, reason why I'm actually talking about this game is the fact that English players are actually doing well. So if you didn't know, I'm actually from England. And with the Euros coming up, it's really good to see that. So, you've got people like Eric Dyer, Dele Alli, Harry Kane, obviously, scoring and creating chances and playing really well, which will only do good for England when it comes to the Euros, which, as I said, are coming up later in the year in the summer. So that's really good, and I'm happy to see that. Harry Kane, who had a really slow start, he's picking up with the goals, which is really good for England. So I'm happy to see that. Now, moving on from that game, oh yeah, by the way, Sunderland fans, you probably, tell me what, Sam could do, because at the moment it's not looking great, and, if Sunderland don't start playing well, they could, relegation could look a bit more real. But yeah, let's move on to La Liga. La Liga, you obviously had, the big 2 playing. You had Barcelona, who played Athletic Bilbao and beat them 6-0. Yes, 6-0. It was outrageous. MSN, obviously, Messi, Suarez, Neymar. Suarez got a hat-trick. All 3 of them scored. It's just amazing. Messi was able to show his Ballon d'Or, award to the crowd. And 5th Ballon d'Or, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's outrageous. Like, how is he even doing that? Like, seriously, the guy is just out of this world. But yeah, another great performance. And United fans, I know there's a lot of talk about Neymar coming over to Manchester United, but I just don't see it. I mean, the guy's having a time of his life at, Barcelona. Why would he want to change that? I just, even for 100 million, I just can't see that happening. But yeah, moving on, you then also had Real Madrid, who played Sporting and won a 5-1. The scorelines in the Liga sometimes, I just sit down and be like, how? Like 5-1, 6-1. But yeah, they won 5-1. And yeah, as you know, BBC, the other version in the Liga. So Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano Ronaldo all scored in that game. Benzema scored an amazing goal. I would have, a video of the goal on my Instagram page, so check that out. It was an amazing, acrobatic goal. It was really nice, actually, by the way. But yeah, once again, Bale is actually scoring quite a few goals. He's been heavily linked as well. Cruz, who has been heavily linked with United, both players. Personally, I can't see them making a move to United. Personally, they're playing absolutely brilliant football, to be honest, for Real Madrid at the moment. So I just can't see them, selling those 2 great players at all. And to be honest, I don't know if you've heard, but Atletico and Real Madrid have been put with bans that stop them from actually making any transfers. Not in this window, but in the coming 2 transfer windows, simply because they didn't register a transfer which was of an underage player correctly. So, I don't understand how these big clubs, they're worth hundreds of millions, are making minute mistakes. You'd think they would know what the laws are, but even big teams get it wrong. But yes, Atletico are still at the top of the table. Come on, I'm actually happy about it, because it's just something different compared to Real Madrid and Barcelona consistently winning the league, staying at the top of the table. It's good to see someone different there. And Felipe Luis actually got the goal, which is really good. Chelsea fans could, you could do with Felipe Luis right now, but obviously you sold him to Atletico Madrid and he seems to be playing well there. Then moving over to Serie A, where Juventus are finally actually winning games. They had a really bad start to the season. They were like, a couple of weeks ago, they were like in 12th, 13th place. They're only 2 points behind Napoli now. Dybala got the goal and celebrated with Pogba with yet another dab. Okay, I'll stop doing that now. Sorry, I need to stop doing that. But yeah, great performance by Dybala, and a lot of people have said that instead of Martial getting the Golden Boy Award, which is basically the under-21 version of the Ballon d'Or, Dybala should have got it, and they could have a shout because he has been absolutely amazing. But fair play to Martial, who's also had a great season for United. But yes, Napoli are still at the top of the table with yet another win. Higuain got the goal, and Arsenal have been heavily linked once again with Higuain, but I do not see him, I don't see Napoli actually selling him to Arsenal in a January transfer window while they're at the top of the table. I just can't see that happening. So sorry about that, Arsenal fans. But yes, moving on now to Ligue 1 in France. Guys, what can I say about this? It's like a joke. Honestly, I feel like there needs to be some kind of limit in some of these leagues, in terms of transfers and how much they can spend and, who they can buy. Because PSG at this present time are 21 points ahead of Monaco, I believe it is, in second place. Like 21 points ahead. They've played 21 games and they are 21 points ahead. It's just like the maths, it's just ridiculous. So personally, I think PSG have won that title yet again. Ibrahimovic got the goal, but yes, that's a quick kind of roundup, and let me know what you guys think about that, actually, about some kind of limit maybe in like Ligue 1 or La Liga, where two teams or a team literally dominate the league every year. I think that's something they should bring in. But that's my quick roundup. By the way, Southampton fans, Charlie Austin, yes, you have signed him. He's an amazing striker from QPR. I think that's an amazing signing for Southampton, by the way. I'll try and do a transfer video really soon for you guys. But yeah, let's try and get this video to 100 likes if we can. Really appreciate you watching. Peace.